It's the battle that got everyone talking. Nichols and Daron Lameek's duet of Fooled Around and Fell in Love. Two voices, two styles, and one decision that split the audience right down the middle. Some say Daron was robbed. Others believe Aaron was born for this moment. And when Reba made her pick, things got heated. But here's the thing. It wasn't just a performance. It was a musical clash of soul and country. And wait till you hear why some fans are still upset about what happened after that final note. Before we dive in, or if you love The Voice and enjoy hearing what fans are really saying, hit that subscribe button and join us for more public reaction breakdowns like this. All right, let's get into it. From the very first harmony, people were hooked. One person said they could listen to that duo all day long, and honestly, it's easy to see why. Their voices blended like they'd been singing together for years. Many called this the best battle of the night. One fan said it straight, "That was beautiful," while another added, "God dang, that was Grammy-worthy." But when Reba made her decision, the room and the internet exploded. Some people were shocked that Daron wasn't stolen. One said, "That needed a steal." Another wrote, "How did no one save him? He was fabulous." Over and over, fans kept repeating the same thing. Daron should have been saved. People loved Aaron too. He brought that gravel, that edge, that unmistakable country grit. Someone said his tone reminded them of Chris Stapleton, that deep, raspy power that cuts through a mix like lightning. Another fan said, "Aaron's a ready-made country star." But others felt Daron's soulful falsetto was untouchable. Someone pointed out how his voice turned this song into a soul track, smooth and emotional. When Aaron joined in, it became a fusion. Soul meets Southern grit. It was the kind of musical chemistry that just doesn't happen often on these stages, but then came the controversy. A lot of fans felt Reba's choice showed bias, that country singers get favored on The Voice. One person said, "The country artists are always so favored on this show." And another added, "A message to all non-country artists. Never choose Reba, she'll always go for country first." That comment hit a nerve. Because this battle wasn't just about two talented artists, it turned into a debate about how The Voice sometimes leans toward a specific genre. One viewer said bluntly, "This show has a heavy preference for mediocre country singers." Ouch. But another person defended Reba, saying the song just suited Aaron better, that it was written in a style that naturally fit his voice. So while many believed Daron won the battle vocally, they understood why Aaron took the victory officially. Still, the disappointment was real. One fan said, "That was my favorite battle of the night, but the decision? Just sad." Another said, "I was hoping anyone, would steal him." And that became the theme of this whole performance, respect for both singers, but heartbreak for the result. Let's talk about the positives for a second, because no matter who you were rooting for, everyone agreed this performance was fire. Fans said it felt like the 70s came back to life. One person wrote, "It felt like the 70s again, the sound, the vibe, everything." Another said it gave them goosebumps, while someone else called it finale-level talent. And that's what stood out. People didn't just see this as another battle. They saw it as a moment. The harmonies were tight. The energy was electric. One viewer said, "They should record this as a single. I'd listen to it on repeat." Another added, "They should collaborate on a whole album." Many fans couldn't even pick a winner. One said, "I love both voices. I couldn't choose between them." Another commented, "They sounded awesome together, just magic." Even people who grew up with the original song said these two brought it back with new life. A viewer from the 70s era said, "This is the version I didn't know I needed. Pure nostalgia." Still, Daron Lameek became the emotional favorite for many. His falsetto, unreal. His smooth delivery, effortless. One fan joked, "Daron singing, boy!" And you could feel that energy echoing all over the comments. People said he gave the song soul, texture, and something extra that you just can't teach. Someone mentioned, "He made it sound like Smokey Robinson was back on stage." Another said simply, "Daron was robbed." That word, robbed, came up again and again, and you could sense the frustration when no other coach hit that steal button. One fan said, "How could none of the other coaches steal him? That's shocking." Someone else added, "I can't believe no one saved him. That was one of the best performances of the night." A few people even questioned the judges' decisions altogether. One said, "I haven't understood Reba's picks this season. Another added, "She's making risky calls, and this one might cost her later in the competition." But let's not forget Aaron Nichols, because when he opened up that raspy tone, the crowd went wild. Someone said, "He killed it." Another said, "That voice." Straight Chris Stapleton vibes. His grit, his control, and the way he lifted the harmony toward the end. That's where he sealed his win. A viewer said, "Aaron's gravel made the harmony soar." Another noted, "His voice carried the song all the way to the top. It was powerful." Even some who preferred Daron admitted Aaron brought star presence. Someone wrote, "I get it, Aaron's just ready. He's the kind of artist you can put on stage right now," and Reba clearly saw that. She chose with her instincts. And in fairness, she's one of the best in the business when it comes to reading country potential. What's interesting is how evenly split fans were. Half the audience leaned toward Daron, soulful, smooth, controlled. The other half rallied behind Aaron, gritty, grounded, powerful. One viewer said, "I don't think Reba could have picked wrong here." That sentiment captured the mood for many. Two artists who both deserved to move forward. And despite the debate, most agreed this was one of the strongest duets of the season. One said, "This sounded like a record already. They could release it tomorrow." Another commented, "Both of them were exceptional, and whoever lost shouldn't hang their head. This was perfection." But there's also a hopeful side. Some fans are now calling for a future collaboration, a studio version, maybe even an EP. One viewer summed it up perfectly. "They'd make a great duet partner on a record. Please give us more of this magic." So here's the big picture. This wasn't just a battle, it was a statement. Two incredible artists showing that when country meets soul, something unforgettable happens. Aaron Nichols proved he's got that authentic, road-worn voice that's made for the spotlight. And Daron Lameek? He reminded everyone that raw soul still has the power to steal hearts, even if it doesn't always win the round. Many fans are still calling it the best battle of the night. Some are still replaying it, and others are just hoping we haven't heard the last of these two together. So what do you think? Was Reba right to pick Aaron? Or did Daron deserve that save? Drop your thoughts below, because this debate isn't over yet. And if you enjoyed hearing what fans are saying, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss our next voice reaction special. Until next time, keep listening, keep feeling, and keep celebrating the power of music.